I wear a lot of boots in my life, but my favorite boots are my farm boots. They mean that I'm at home and that I'm doing something I love with the people that I love.
Way too much fun. Hey guys, I'm Tracy with Just Dig It Farms, and I am at Head Family Farm today with my sweet friend Jacqueline, whom I love and adore, her and her whole family. And little Eleanor will be here in a little while, right?
Yes, she will.
Yeah, my little favorite party girl. Can't wait to hang out with her and see her. All right, Jacqueline, so tell me about Jacqueline. This is all about you today. How did you get to this farm life? Like, what made you?
So I grew up with all of my family living on the same property. My grandparents, my parents, my aunt and uncle and their kids, and both of my great-grandmothers.
Oh, how fun.
And so there's a lot of fun, a lot of wisdom, a lot of kind of unconventional days after school. I might have been feeding the birds with my great-grandmother, or drinking coffee with my great-grandmother. She spoiled me very young with drinking coffee. It always had a lot of milk in it.
Yeah.
But we didn't have animals for nourishment. We didn't really garden on a level that was like for sustainability or to feed ourselves. It was all for fun.
Right.
And I was very blessed in that way. I'm the oldest grandchild. I'm the oldest, obviously the oldest child in my family, if I'm the oldest grandchild too. But I'm the oldest, I was the first, and so I'm a little bit spoiled. I had more experiences than I think maybe my siblings did. My grandparents took me a lot of places.
Yeah.
So did my parents. They exposed us to lots of interesting things, but I always loved animals. And my grandfather has a love of goats. He has a junkyard and always has. He's always worked on cars, had car lots, had junkyards, and he had junkyard goats that maintained the property for him.
Yeah.
And every now and then he would bring one home and it would stay. And my dad loves goats, so we had goats growing up off and on. We had a rescue horse when I was about 15, and so I had interests kind of outside of home at that point. I was in theater at school, where I met Zach.
Yeah. Oh, in theater class?
Yes, in theater class.
How funny.
We met on the first day of school at McAdory High School. I was going into the 10th grade and he was going into the 11th grade.
How funny.
Yeah.
I was in 10th grade. Jean was going into 11th grade and we met in art class.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that weird?
So I didn't grow up on a farm, but I grew up with animals. I grew up gardening. I did a lot of that kind of stuff with my grandmother, and we always had flowers. Always had flowers. I can remember her teaching me when I was really little, and she'll quote this: "You pinch the heads off and you sprinkle the seeds." It didn't matter what. I remember us doing it with marigolds and maybe zinnias, but
it's funny how things
stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like something as simple as that, and then it's just like a treasured memory too, you know? It's pretty cool.
So I grew up on property. They had about 30 acres total. I was free to roam, and we had golf carts and little motorcycles that we rode around on the property, and I was a tomboy. I had all boy cousins.
Yeah. I
and
did
then
too.
my brother was born, another boy.
Yeah.
And then my sister, she was the end cap. So we had girls on both ends.
There you go.
We love to go camping every summer too.
Fun.
Very close by. Like we could have slept at home and then driven to the campsite kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I started to develop a love of fishing. Love, love, love to fish. It's calming. I could do it constantly.
Yeah.
And they would have to pull me away. They'd have to make me eat, make me go to bed, because I would just want to fish the entire time we were camping.
Yeah.
So that is something that Zach really knew about me, is that I love to fish. If there's our whole dating relationship, even after we got married, if we were somewhere with water, if we were going somewhere with water, I was packing my tackle box and my fishing pole. We don't go to the beach without it. We don't go anywhere near water without it. And he knew that I liked having more property. I liked having more space and also more privacy.
Yeah.
I had Eleanor at that point.
Yeah.
I feel like I just skipped her. But we had Eleanor at that. She was born while we were living in that house. And after she was born, we just spent so much time outside. We were always on our back porch, or we only had a quarter of an acre, but there was like a field next to us. And we tried to buy it. The man would not sell it to us, but he said we could use it. And so we ended up getting her a swing set and putting it over there. We started our first garden over there. Tons of Roma tomatoes, more tomatoes than you could ever hope to eat or even give away. Like literally all tomatoes. And then another time it was all watermelons.
Oh, fun.
And we did pumpkins over there. But he could see a desire that I wanted more. And maybe needed more. And he wanted to give that to Eleanor too. That is an outside kid all day long. Yeah. Just all day long. Yeah. So he started looking just casually to see what was out there. And we both did that pretty regularly. We would just look and see what was out there. Yeah. And he came across this place. And he said, let's just go look at it. And I'm like, are you crazy? We have not saved any money. We are not in a place to do this. You know, we have this, and this, and there's you always have excuses. Always have excuses, and that is fear talking.
Some are legit.
Yes.
Still, they're excuses.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with excuses like you haven't saved any money. So we came and looked at this place, and I immediately. What does it have out there?
A pond.
It has a pond. And that was his number one thing. He said, it has a pond, Jacqueline. I've always wanted a pond because of how much I love to fish. We got here and toured the house. Now the house it's not what I would pick. It has more challenges than I wanted to take on. This house, livable, but it needed some intense maintenance done. So while the house wasn't my dream, the property was. Yeah. And Zach, I was very hesitant, but Zach was like, we should do this. We should do this. We can do this. We can do this. And we were able to work with the bank, and they were like, yep, we can absolutely do this way with your old house, and you can have the money for the down payment. And everything worked out. Wow. After we got things settled kind of in the house, we're coming up on our first spring here on our farm. We weren't calling it a farm then. Well, actually, it was coming up on Christmas. So it was we were only here a month before I started joking around and saying, we should get a pig. I really want a pig. But I've always wanted a pig, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I love them. Yeah. Well, Christmas morning, Santa Claus gave me a stocking full of all pig-themed things. How funny. And then it had a note in the very bottom that said, go look outside. Oh, man. So I go out there, and out of that little house, it's like piled with hay and shavings all in there. Out of there pops this piglet that's about this big. And I was like, oh. I mean, I was losing it. I didn't cry, but I was so excited. And she went with us all day that day. That's Lucille. That's Lucille. We say she's a potbelly Julienne mix. She may be a full potbelly, but she's not huge, and so I don't think she's a full potbelly. But my little black and white speckled pig, I got my first farm animal.
From a pig, it grew to...
From a pig, it has grown to, first, it was just, I only want 3 chickens. Yeah. And I feel like everybody has that story. If you have chickens currently, you have the story of, well, I only want 3 or
Yeah.
maybe 5. I
a
just want them for
small little-
eggs. You know, it makes sense. And so we started out with 3 chicks, and that has turned into a whole lot of chickens.
How many do you have?
I counted. So
know?
in the spring, we have hundreds because we have so many chicks. But right now, I counted and I have 85 hens, and I have like 8 roosters, but that does not include any of the silkies or the polishes.
Wow.
I didn't count them. So large fowl chickens.
Gracious.
I have 85 hens. And then I think we have 18 or 19 ducks.
Goodness.
We had a lot of males, and
Yeah.
I've given a couple of the males to some good homes.
Wow.
So I need to recount.
You have a hatchery business as well.
Yes.
So where first of all, where did this love for birds come from? And then what made you decide to have a hatchery business?
I'm a nerd.
I'm
I'm a nerd.
I am too. I'm a plant nerd.
Gosh,
Though.
you're a plant nerd, and I'm a chicken nerd.
Well, y'all, you're talking to 2 nerds today. A chicken nerd and a plant nerd.
My entire life I have been this way, and to Zach's credit, he is this way too. So you put 2 together, and we're enablers when it comes to our nerdiness.
Yeah.
So we got our first 3 chickens, and I started out with a blue lace red Wyandotte, a barred rock, and a speckled Sussex. All of those lay brown eggs.
Yeah.
Now my barred rock lays huge tan colored eggs with brown speckles.
Cool.
Like her egg is easily that big all the time.
Wow.
And I'm like, ouch.
Yeah, really.
But I was so intrigued with how her eggs looked. And I got on Instagram, and I was just looking at chicken stuff on Instagram. And I started coming across all of these different colored eggs.
Yeah.
Blue eggs, green eggs, dark brown eggs, more speckled eggs, pink, purple, yellow. I mean, just everything, black.
Yeah.
Everything under the sun.
Speaking of black, I had somebody comment on the video that I did with you last time about the black egg. Who lays the black egg?
It's my Cayuga ducks.
Cayuga ducks.
Yeah,
lay the
it's
black
not a
egg.
chicken.
Okay.
No chickens. There's not a chicken in existence that lays a black egg.
Okay.
But the ducks do.
You got
Cayuga
that?
ducks.
I can't remember who made that comment, but the black egg at Head Family Farm is Cayuga
ducks.
Cayuga duck.
Cayuga.
Okay, cool.
And I love them. They're an all black duck too.
Yeah.
Black bill, black skin, black feet, black feathers, and then they have that green, purple, turquoise sheen all over them.
Oh, yeah. And
They're
then
gorgeous.
black eggs.
And then black eggs. But they rotate. So when they stop laying eggs for a period of time, whether it's weather, molting, seasonally, their first couple of eggs will be black. And then they'll kind of fade to gray, and then they'll be totally white. And like right now, mine are white, and so I can't tell who's laying what egg.
Isn't it? Yeah, that's crazy. I remember you telling me that before.
It's so interesting.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. Okay.
I'm a nerd. I know all of this stuff, and I'll have random people ask me, "How do you know that? How do you keep that in your brain?" Well, when I have an interest in something, so I saw all those beautiful colored eggs. I needed to know how that was possible. I've seen brown eggs my whole life.
Yeah,
I've seen white eggs.
Yeah.
But I did not know the other colors existed. And so I went down the rabbit hole of Googling and researching and learning.
Yeah.
And I joined some different Facebook pages for chickens that are local to our area. I saw somebody selling Americana chickens.
Yeah.
And they lay the gorgeous blue eggs.
They do. I have a couple Americanas.
I got 10 chicks. And that was our second chicken addition to the farm. I only had those 3 until I got these 10. I ended up with 5 hens and 5 roosters.
Oh, yeah.
Which that started the obsession with egg colors.
Yeah.
And that is why I have so many chickens, because of all of the different egg colors.
Yeah. And
we learned really quickly with having those Americanas that there are really good breeders in the US, but there is an even higher demand for true Americanas. So you have a lot of the large hatcheries who will say that they're selling Americanas.
Yeah.
And you maybe order chicks and you get it and you wait the 7, 8, 9, 10 months for them to start laying and a green egg pops out.
Yeah.
Or a brown egg pops
Yeah.
out. And you're like, I was supposed to have a blue egg laying chicken.
Yeah.
What is up with this? Well, it has to do with the genetics and it has to do with how they're being bred. And there are Americana, which is the breed, Ameriaucana. I hope I spelled that right because I'm doing it out loud.
I know. I have to write it.
It's Americana, like flag waving Americana, but with a U instead of an I.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then there are Americana, Ameriicana. I hope I spelled that right. They're not. That's not a breed. That is a large hatchery industry created word for a bird that can lay a blue egg. It's not guaranteed that they're going to lay a blue egg. And I could get deep into the weeds on all of the genetics, but in order to have a true blue egg layer, it has to come from the resulting chick has to come from parents who are also true blue egg layers. And once I learned about Americanas, I learned that there was a demand for true Americanas because people wanted the same thing I wanted. They wanted that beautiful multicolored egg basket.
Yeah.
And they want blue in that egg basket.
Yeah, me too.
So because we learned about the demand, we were just sharing pictures. We started just sharing pictures on our Facebook and on our Instagram page. We hadn't started YouTube then. We were just sharing pictures of our eggs, and I do photography, and so I had a passion for taking pictures of the chickens and taking pictures of the eggs. It's beautiful. It's nature.
It is.
And we loved them. And we do love them. They're still here. I still have my 5 original lavender Americana hens and my rooster that I kept. And they are our breeding flock of lavender Americanas. And because of that demand, I started trying to figure out, I'm like, how could we sell the eggs for people to hatch? How could we potentially maybe sell the chicks? And locally, there's not as much of an appreciation for the breed or knowledge about the breed. Same thing I just went through. Nobody knows the difference in what they're getting, but most of the time they wind up disappointed. They of course have a little bit higher price tag than Tractor Supply chicks do. And they are being hatched, raised, and bred here on our farm just with us, and it's a more personal experience. And we don't cull any male chicks either, which that happens at large hatcheries when they're not sold. Everything gets a chance to live here, and they find homes or they go to nourish our family here on our homestead. But because of that demand, I started looking for options on how to get them to people. And I was able to develop our website and do the marketing through Instagram to, this was our first year. And everything went really, really well.
That's awesome.
And we're gearing up for 2023 spring.
So you're selling eggs for people to hatch their own chickens, and you're selling baby chicks. And you're doing it just in springtime?
So we open our orders in January. We open January 1st. We learned in our first year that trying to have a schedule for when we're going to have certain eggs available or when our chicks are going to be available, it's kind of a ballpark. We give ourselves a month. So if someone wants to order chicks, I need to wait until it's getting warm for them to have the absolute best chance in shipping, because it is out of our hands. There's risk involved. And the timing is very it's very iffy. But if anybody wanted to order, we open in January and our dates fill up. That was my purpose for saying that. Is we are limited. We estimate how many eggs we're gonna have, and I have to have enough eggs to hatch chicks to also fill orders. So it's a lot of juggling of timelines, and I can't go out of town if I have chicks hatching. So spring is a very busy time for us, and that's not our means of income either. And you know that's not our means of income. I work a full-time job as a web developer for a major college, and I love what I do. I get to do so many interesting things and interesting projects, and feel very, very accomplished in what I'm doing. And then I do freelance web design. I do freelance graphic design. And then somehow some friends of ours talked us into doing YouTube.
Who talked you into doing YouTube?
That was Jason Smith.
Jason and Brooke. Hi, Kill.
When we met them, we were just fans. We were just fans, and Eleanor loved watching their farm. We were hatching chicks. They were hatching chicks. How we found them, we were just looking for videos on YouTube of people hatching things. Trying to learn, absorb as much as we could. I mean, you can read as many articles as you want, but I'm a visual person.
Me too.
And I'm a visual learner. And we came across their quail hatching video that they have, where they hatch like 1,000 quail. Like, no exaggeration.
I don't think I've seen that video.
Oh, it is so funny, because he opens the incubator and he goes, "These quail are popping like popcorn." And I mean, they just like everywhere. They're like this big. So we saw that, and then we started seeing some of their other hatching videos too. And we saw that they were going to be at the Gulf Coast Homesteaders meetup. And this was actually just last fall. We were at the Homesteaders Conference, and we saw them speak, and they happened to mention, "We're going to a chicken show in Fort Payne next weekend. Mary Carl wants to go." And I looked at Zach and I goes, "Oh," I'm like, "That's the chicken show we're going to be at." And it was our first show entering any birds. And we were entering a lavender Americana, and Eleanor had her little silky that she entered in the junior competition. We spent all day together.
Nice.
Eleanor and Mary Carl went all over that chicken show. It was, "Mama, can I go with Mary Carl?" And I'm like, "Yes." I was still helicopter momming. But we got to talking to Brooke and Jason, and I had the confidence to say, "I'm a web developer," and Zach is a web developer as well. But I said, "I'm a web developer, and if you ever need any work on your website, let me know." And I just left it at that. I just put it out there. And we exchanged phone numbers. We all exchanged information. And Jason told Zach, "If you ever have any questions about anything, let me know about YouTube." Because we mentioned we had kind of thought about it, but not. I didn't know how we would have time to do it. Every time it came up, because we had watched YouTube all through the pandemic. Like that's what we did. We watched YouTube. We watched farming stuff because we were doing more of it here. And they were just so kind. And within a week, I got a text message that said, "Hey, would you still be interested in doing our website? We'd like to talk about it." And things just evolved from there. And we ended up coming to the YouTubers meet and greet, and we're hanging out with everybody. And the party in the potager was so much fun.
It was.
And being around people who have an understanding of even working outside of your home and outside of your farm and doing the farm stuff.
And managing the farm. And managing a YouTube channel.
And managing your own business. Like having so many things.
We wear a lot of different boots. So I want us to talk about that. But first, I want to say that through that whole first connection and the party in the potager, you were like, "Tracy, I think I might help you." And I'm like, "Jacqueline, you just messed up, girl." You might want to recant that.
Well, that was another situation. I'm like sitting at your house, everybody's out at the fire pit, and everybody been eating. We had so much good food, and I'm sitting in the living room with Tracy. We're about like this. And I was like, "If you ever maybe want any help with your website, if you wanted
website?
I know you didn't have one." And then I was like, "Tracy, I think a lot of people would really like to hear more from you." That's what I told you. I think the people that watch you would love more. And let's try to get them more.
Yeah.
And you've got some amazing ideas.
And
like I'm excited about your stuff, and you're excited about me.
I am. But she's helping me so much. Like, I'm not technical. Jacqueline can contest to that. She gets some really stupid questions quite often.
No.
But I'm not technical at all. Like, the fact that I'm even doing a YouTube channel is like crazy.
And I tell you, I'm proud of you because the way that you do it and make it happen, it's your way and it works.
Yeah, it works. But Jacqueline is awesome. So y'all come out to the farm not too long ago, did some photography, which is beautiful.
I took
work.
Mr. Jean's picture.
Yep.
I made him look good.
You made him look good. You made him look good. But she's been doing some awesome work with us. She is very talented, very creative, and we're working on a website. So that's going to be coming
very soon. So I'm
definitely
blessed to do what I do. I love what I do. I love all of the creativity that goes into it. I love the photography. And I know that that's something, that's usually one of my selling points is I do it all.
Yeah.
Like I do it all.
You really do.
I can take, if you want to start a cookie business, you tell me what you want the name of it to be, or I'll come up with a name, make you a logo, build everything, give you all of your marketing materials, set up your Facebook page, set up your Instagram.
Yeah.
I'll create you a YouTube channel. Like I can set it all up, and then I can teach you how to run it.
Yeah. And that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
And I'm excited about it. Because really, like I said, I prayed for, I don't know how many years, more than 2 years. Before I even did YouTube, I was praying for God to send me somebody to help me make all of these ideas and all this stuff that I want to do, to put it out there and make it possible.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't do it.
It's gonna be wonderful.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, sister.
We are.
How many boots do you wear?
A lot.
We wear
a lot of boots.
We wear a lot of different boots, right? So how many different boots do you wear?
Gosh. So my daytime job as a web developer.
Yeah.
And I do photography on the side as well, along with offering it with my web design.
Right.
Graphic design. I do videography.
Yeah.
And that is something we take turns, you know, doing our videos. Sometimes I'm videoing, sometimes he's videoing. And then I'm a mom, which are some big boots sometimes.
That's some big boots. That's the most important boots.
Usually in the form of house slippers, but we'll call them boots.
Yeah.
I am a pastor's wife as well. And while that does not require as much of me as it does him, that is still a role that I fill gladly and graciously. I think that's it other than the farm.
Farmer. You have a hatchery business?
Business owner, sorry.
Business owner.
I forget, business owner.
Business owner.
Goodness.
Yeah, online business. Because you're selling merch too online. You have beautiful t-shirts and
thank you.
merchandise for sale.
We have a new one. Sow, grow, harvest, repeat.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that one was very much for Zach.
Yeah, I like that one.
That was
cute.
very
I
much
like all
for
of them.
Zach.
They're all beautiful
Thank you.
though.
Thank you.
They're real classy. I like that. I like that classy.
With this classy t-shirt.
Yeah, I like the classy t-shirts. So you wear a lot of different boots. All right, this is my big question, because this is what I'm trying to figure out. I've never been real good at balance.
Oh gosh.
I always have had a hard time figuring out how to balance everything efficiently, effectively, successfully, and without going insane. You know, so I mean, how do you manage and balance all this?
What I would say is the way that I'm able to do what I do is pretty much in every category. I have grace. Grace is the biggest thing that you have to allow yourself. And I'll say allow yourself because it's really easy. Really, really easy to be your worst critic. And the person who is telling you the worst things is yourself. It's very easy to do that. And so, you can't give 100% to every category. It's physically impossible. Physically and mentally impossible.
It really is.
So, I'm going to be filming. I'm going to be filming a day in my life. And it's going to come out on our channel either the same day this video does or the next day.
Oh, good. I'm so excited about that. That's going to be fun.
Y'all be sure to check that out.
Check it out.
It'll likely be in the description of this video.
Yes, for sure.
But every day is different as well. So every day I'm not doing laundry every day. I'm not cleaning the house every day. I'm not doing something for my web clients every single day. I'm not doing a photo session every single day.
Right.
My consistent things are my animals, which thankfully I do have a partner that I can lean on. If I do have one of those things that I've got to focus on that day, I can say, honey, I need you to do evening chores, and he does it. And vice versa. If it's Wednesday night and he's wiped out after church, I'm going out and doing the chores. I found that making prioritized lists help me. It may not mean I do those things in that order, but it does help things that are a priority stay you know, more on my mind.
Right.
Especially when I have several of those things. If I've got something in every category or 3 things in one category and 2 things in another. But grace is the biggest thing, and I'm not always the best at giving that to myself, but Zach reminds me a lot that I do a lot, and that I'm capable of a lot, and that I deserve downtime. So one way that I am able to manage things on a daily basis is to have systems in place to ensure that I don't have to do something from every category every day.
Right.
So the animals are a big part of that. And I have family a lot of times and friends that say, I don't know how you do it all. How do you do it all?
Yeah.
Well, I can do it all, but some of it might not be done very well.
Yeah.
Or I may have a system in place that helps me. So our chicken waterers, I only have to fill chicken waterers every 5 days or so.
Yeah.
With the ducks, it's a little bit different. I'm dumping water and refilling it every day, but that is something that I do first thing in the morning. I have my morning coffee, I go out and I clean their waters because they always get them nasty and you have to do that every day. Yeah. Anyways, so I have things set up to where I don't necessarily have to do them every day. You just have to give yourself grace. You have to.
Yeah. Look who showed up to the party.
I think this might be a olive egg. This is an olive egg.
Okay. That one's olive egger. Who's that?
Americana.
Okay.
I think I know what this one is. It's a duck egg, and I think it might be Cayuga. How is this right?
Because you see them all the time, you know.
These are new. Sometimes Cayuga like white ones, and sometimes this color.
Yeah, you're
So
exactly
that's kind of hard. And here's another species of duck egg. Here's two duck eggs.
And these are empty, aren't they?
Yeah.
What you gonna do with those?
Mom just stores them. Wait, this one right here. We can try this.
Yeah. Who lays those dark brown eggs?
Another kind of one?
Black.
Copper Marron.
Oh.
Black copper marrons.
This one down because that one's breakable.
No. Yeah.
I love those dark chocolate ones.
I do too.
So when it comes time to order, Let me show you. I want that color and that color and that color.
Okay.
And I want that color, but I don't want ducks right now, so.
Yeah. We are going to be talking about egg color genetics and our hatchery business at the Gulf Coast Homesteaders Meetup.
That's funny because I got something fun to tell you. So I was on Instagram this morning scrolling through, and I saw Hidden Oaks Homesteads post about the conference that's coming up at Gulf Coast. And I went in and told Gina, Jean, look, we got to go to this.
You gonna come?
Yeah.
Oh,
I said, I know we're super busy. We weren't planning on going. October's like crazy.
Yeah.
I said, but we got to go because Zach and Jacqueline's going to be there and we got to go support our friends.
Oh, and guess what? Eleanor's gonna talk too.
Oh.
She said she's giving her own talk about her chickens. So I think we are gonna talk.
That's
for like
going to be so cute.
25 minutes,
Uh-huh.
30 minutes, and then take questions and let Eleanor talk.
Then let Eleanor talk. That's going to be so fun. But yeah, we decided this morning we're going. He booked us a hotel. I booked our tickets. And we're coming to support you guys.
Thank
and
you.
Go to the conference. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be really
gonna
fun.
be fun. There's some really good speakers.
So,
Jacqueline, what is your favorite part of farm life? Oh, that's a hard one, isn't it?
It is a hard one because there are so many things that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
But what I love most is who I do it with. We would not have all that we have or do all that we do if we weren't doing it together, or if one of us didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
But this is what we want to do. So what I enjoy the most is feeling accomplished and feeling like I'm doing something with the people that I love.
Oh, yeah.
Truly. I also love the connection that it has brought us with other people, and I really like sharing what we learn and what we know, because we make mistakes. We're always learning.
Yeah.
There's always a lesson to be learned on a farm too.
And it's an easier lesson to learn if we're learning it through somebody else's
Yes,
mistakes.
it is. Yes, it is.
For sure. The person Jacqueline loves doing this farm life with. So Zach, tell me a little bit about Jacqueline. Give us some dirt or something.
Oh man, I better not, because honestly my life kind of falls apart quickly if Jacqueline's not running the show, to be real with you. She has been the structure that I've needed my entire life, and us, let's see, we've been married almost 8 years now.
Oh, wow.
And but we've been together for 5 years longer than that, so 13 years. So,
yay.
I can't imagine doing life with anybody else, and I don't think I'd want to.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I don't know that there's much dirt to give. I mean, there is, but we'll keep it quiet, right? Because I hope she hadn't told you much dirt on me.
No.
I hope you just talked about her mostly.
It's all good stuff. It's all good stuff.
Well, I don't think that I would. I know that I wouldn't be doing any of this stuff. I wouldn't be dressed like this if I wasn't married to her. She's the reason that I got into any of this stuff, and her and that little girl that looks so much like her.
Yeah.
They're the reason that I do it.
So this is the other person Jacqueline loves doing farm life with, right, Eleanor? What can you tell me about your mom? What makes your mom so special?
When I was a baby, she introduced me to baby chicks and saw if I liked them or not.
Yeah?
The more Mom introduced me to baby chicks, the more I came into farming, and this is my life now.
Oh, you got a pretty awesome mom, you know that? Yeah?
She lets me live on a farm.
Yep.
And this is never going to quit. When I get older and when I'm ready to have kids, I'm going to start my own farm.
Yeah? Are you really? And you're going to do the same thing for your little girl, huh? So Jacqueline, what is your favorite spot on this farm? Everything is so beautiful here. I mean, like everywhere you look, it's beautiful. So what's your favorite spot?
I have a lot.
I know.
I have a lot.
I bet.
I love the view from the back porch.
Uh-huh.
I love seeing the barn and the pond in the background, and usually chickens walking around everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
I love being at the pond and fishing, and our swing that is out by the pond.
Yeah.
I really love it.
It looks really peaceful.
That's if I allow myself a quiet morning, or maybe Eleanor's with grandparents and I happen to wake up early instead of sleeping in on my day off.
Yeah.
I am drinking coffee in the swing, especially this time of year.
Oh, nice.
When it's this cool, which is such a rarity in Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm in the swing drinking coffee, watching the ducks or the egrets at the pond, and then with the goats. With the goats
of course,
all day long. I love those goats.
They're so entertaining, aren't they?
They're entertaining. There's no personal space. They want to be on top of you. You don't have to have food or anything. They want love, and ours are so cuddly. And they're huge, and they're gonna get bigger. But I could sit in the goat pen.
I could too.
All day long.
When we had all those baby goats, I couldn't get nothing done.
Oh, I know you couldn't
get nothing done. I was cuddling babies all day.
We're about to build, now that it's cooling off and before we get into dead grass season, as I call it.
Yeah. Really.
We're building our new goat pasture.
Yay.
And little goat barn, their shelter, and I'm going to make it beautiful.
Oh, I know you are.
Another new favorite spot. Another contender of the favorite spots on the farm. Thank you so much for joining Jacqueline and me on this tour and chat with my lady farmer friend. And if you guys are not already following Head Family Farm, you've got to go check out their YouTube channel and follow them on their farm journey. It is awesome. I love watching them every week. I look forward to watching them every single week and watching little Eleanor out here with all the farm animals, living the farm life. So y'all go subscribe. I'll put a link to their channel in my description below. God bless you, and we will see you guys on the next video.